Today I want to speak to you about the spirit of fear. And before I do that, I want you to share. I want you to subscribe to this channel and invite a friend to watch. So, the spirit of fear is an opposing force that is seeking to control the mind of believers, because the enemy seeks to battle with our mind. The mind is our information processing center where we receive information and deliver information. So if the devil is battling with that mind, that information center, how can you have the peace of mind to think? How can you have the peace of mind to reason? How can you have the peace of mind to make wise decision if that information center is distracted, if that information center is compromised, if that information center is not working the way it's supposed to be working, and the information that is coming in is distracted to the spirit? How can you make a wise decision? And the Bible says in the book of 2 Timothy, the chapter number 1, the verse number 7, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and a sound judgment. Some of the scriptures say sound mind. So if God has not given us the spirit of fear, why then are we afraid? Why then sometimes we are afraid to make some decisions? We are afraid to move forward in life. We are afraid to tackle the business that we think this is what my desire. I'm desired to do. This is what I feel I can do. I have passion to do. Because everything that you have passion doing is your gift. So the devil will battle with your mind that it is not possible. That is fear. And remember, it is spiritual activity. It's not physical. So the devil will come after you to battle with you, with your mind, where you process information. So if God has not given us the spirit of fear, there are some things sometimes we are afraid. It seems like we are being protected. So the spirit of fear wants you to rely in your past. But I pray for you today that may God give you the grace to resist that spirit of fear. God has not given us the spirit of fear. So why then are we being pursued to fear? Why then are we struggle because of fear? God has not given us the spirit of fear. So why is the forces trying to control our mind, trying to control whatever that we do with fear, by fear? Why am I saying this? Because sometimes you want to do something, but you are exempting yourself, but you are pulling yourself off. You are pulling yourself not to do what you feel like you can do. Because your mind, the information you are receiving is telling you, oh, I failed the last time, and it's not possible I can do this time. That is the fear. That is the battle of the mind. The devil wants you to rely in the past, because that is what the spirit of fear does. For you to rely in your past, for you to focus in your past. Because whenever you begin to focus in your past, you cannot move forward in life. The moment you begin to focus in the past, you cannot do anything tangible for your life. If God has not given you the spirit of fear, but he says one of power. What God gives is power. What is power? Power brings strength and ability to overcome every challenges. That is what God gives. God doesn't give spirit of fear, but what God gives is the power, the ability, and the strength to overcome challenges, so that you'll be able to fulfill the purpose of God in your life. That is what God does. Secondly, what God does is love. God gives us love, which is the assurance of being cherished and accepted by God. Is somebody hearing me? What God gives is love, so that we will be cherished by Him. We are loved. We are being accepted. We are being assured by God. And with that, it leads us not to focus on ourselves, but rather focus on God. And the thirdly, is a sound judgment, sound mind, the ability to think clearly. If you don't have sound mind, you cannot think clearly. If you don't have sound mind, you cannot reason clearly. You will not have the ability to take a wise decision. If your mind is congested with information that will destroy your life, how can you make wise decision? If your environment is distracted, sound mind is what God gives us. The ability to take decision, the ability to think clearly. That is what God gave. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but one of power. He has given you love. He has given you sound judgment. May God bless His word. And may God give you the peace to make a sound judgment, to make a wise decision in your life. You are blessed and highly favored.